ABELI, and today we have a special unboxing. We got the Nintendo Switch OLED, so I'm so excited.
Yeah, it looks really cool. We even have the Switch Lite and the standard Switch for comparison, so that'll be really cool to sort of see the difference between like the kickstand, which we know has been updated, even just the size of the screen or the bezel. I'm really curious to see how that looks, so it should be a lot of fun. Why don't you go ahead and get started?
Yeah.
While Abby's doing that, I'll even just sort of showcase the size difference here. It's kind of wild. The width really is about the same, especially with the Joy-Cons, but it's that screen size that really starts to make a difference. But here we go. Ooh.
Give that to you.
Okay, cool. So this is the main console itself. Ooh, gosh. You almost want to put like gloves on the first time. Like my screens, my phone, my laptop, monitor,
Everything
TV.
has fingerprints all over it.
Nothing survives long enough to really like have that first view. Wow, that looks nice. Oh, and the kickstand already looks really cool. This actually even feels...
Does it feel about the same like heaviness?
It does. Here, tell you what. We'll just look at that way first. It's probably going to be a little tough to see on screen just because this is black and it's very reflective, and we have kitchen lighting, which doesn't really make for the best experience, but we'll take some pictures and make sure to post those on social media too. So for reference, this is your standard Switch. Came out in 2017.
I was like, wow, it's going to go all the way back in time.
1999 is when this bad boy came out. It's been really going well. No, and then this is the OLED model. So right away, you can see the bezel is dramatically different, and what's really interesting...
And the screen goes like to the end.
Yeah, so if you have a screen protector, that's actually kind of interesting. You'll want to make sure if you're buying a screen protector for this, and you've already bought some for the original Switch, and I'll kind of show you.
Make sure you have the right one.
Yeah, because it's not the same. Where it does look like with the light, you would also have to make sure you have a very specific screen protector. So if you can see here and how the light sort of catches it, the bezel is rounded, and it's fairly rounded. It's like a 10 pixel round, so it's very curved, those of you that work in the design space. And then we look here, it's like a 2 pixel round, so it's not quite perfectly sharp, but it absolutely isn't as round, and it's a bit larger, so that's something to keep in mind. I'm gonna set these down just to kind of take a quick peek. And they are
just a little bit wider.
1 inch longer on the OLED model. If you go to Nintendo.com and you go to their compare page, you can see the different sizes for each one of these. And it's by 0.1 inches that
so
the OLED is slightly larger in terms of length. Now, when we look at it from a height standpoint, they really do feel about the same. That's pretty great to know, which I would imagine that does make sense. Because
you want the Joy-Cons to be very...
most of your accessories would probably work. Now I could see some cases and some other things definitely being a bit snug. And we have a couple cases. We'll probably have to try that. Ooh. So, okay. So this is a nice hinge. It doesn't, like I can basically set it to whatever point I want, and it holds there. So that's really nice.
I like that.
Here, you hold that, and I'll get the other one out. So in comparison, the kickstand, which is what I would call this, that's much more like a true hinge, hold back plate. The kickstand here is just this flimsy piece of plastic, which, I mean, they're notorious for breaking off. You can even go to store.nintendo.com and buy replacements because it's just a piece of plastic. Fortunately, they're very cheap, so it's not a big deal. But it only has one spot, or just the one probably. And then everything else in between is just flippity-floppity.
Well, and I feel like with the kickstands, I was always concerned of putting it up because it could get like top heavy or something. Yeah.
We even bought... Oh yeah, go ahead.
Where like this is like...
It's substantial.
It feels really good. Like I'm not scared of it topping over or anything like that. It feels... pretty sturdy.
We ended up, buying like a charge station that you could play on your Switch on a table and it would move, much similar to this. So that's an option if you're not ready to upgrade to an OLED model, but you want your Switch to have a better kickstand. It's a nice little device. We'll put a link in the description for it. But this looks really good. Couple other items of note. Right away, what sort of stood out to me is the ventilation system here. So you can kind of see they are slightly different in terms of just the overall design structure, where the original has these sort of like metal-y sort of piped look, and this one's much more plastic. In terms of weight, I mean,
they kind of felt similar.
They feel similar. This might be a little bit more. I don't know if you like blindfolded me and like just
you'd be able to
me.
tell which one.
Yeah, like I can feel there's a little bit difference. This feels a little more substantial, but not dramatically. I mean, the Switch is still a really great console, so it feels
good. And
good.
then you put in the light, and that one's like really light.
yeah. But this does feel very premium, I think, just in terms of the build. Like on the sides, feels very metal. This is sort of metal, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like a different kind of plastic. Just for fun, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and put those on? We'll finish this out.
I want to make sure. Put this next to one of those, and let's just double check quick if they're actually the same size.
They look identical. It's just a Joy-Con. It's a white Joy-Con. Now what's weird to me is online and in pictures and even in the art here, these look way more white, and they're almost more of a bone, or not like a pure white. So for instance, the interior of this is very white, and you sort of see the difference there. So it's kind of got an off-white sort of look to it. It's not bad. It's just, I think I was hoping for a very stark white, and it's probably helpful because then it'll probably not yellow as much when people touch it.
True.
Oil up their fingers and all the fun that comes with that. But yeah, let's put one of these on. That standard click still feels really good, and we'll do the same thing here. Yeah, goodness, that screen is right to the edge, and it certainly does look nice. So that's very cool. A couple other items to notice. It does look like the buttons, like the power button.
A little bigger.
Yeah, they're wider but skinnier. The power button and the volume rocker is different, and so that's kind of interesting. We'll get some more photos posted. Here, let's just confirm.
I say, wouldn't that be a bummer if all these Joy-Cons that you'd get?
Right, you just have to use the white one, and that's kind of the disappointing part. Yep, so this looks really nice. You can't currently get the white Joy-Cons without the OLED model, and that same rule applied for
some of the other ones that only came with the
like the Animal Crossing Switch. You could only get that. Now what's weird is if you look at Nintendo Japan in their store, they do sell just the Joy-Cons, so it must be a shipping and distribution issue with North America that makes it hard to do that. So that's why there's just the boxes. But either way, really interesting. What else you got in there?
All right, so we have the normal health and safety instructions, usage guidelines. Before I pull out the dock, let's see what cords we have. So we have HDMI, standard power brick.
Just before you get too far, here is the OLED model. Here is the Nintendo Switch Lite.
It's like this same size almost.
And the screen just dwarfs the structure there. I hope it should show up on camera. Even if you don't get a great view, you can just see how much larger this black square rectangle
that's
is
crazy.
This one. So that's really interesting.
Okay, and then we have the two wrist things for the...
Ooh, and they are a sort of black
and white
with a white stripe on them. So that's very cool. We'll slide that up. Yeah, those look nice. I don't really play a lot of games that require me to put the strap on, but when you do, it does look nice. Mm-hmm. Now here's something they didn't change at all, and it would have been cool to have like a white version or something different.
Yeah.
The Joy-Con controller customizer, I don't even know the name for this thing, but that's kind of lame. especially for the money. I think making sure the accessories were sort of recognizable would have been cool, but if you've got this little wing guide, it's the same as the other. Do better next time. What else?
Alright, so last but not least, we got the dock. I like how they double wrap it.
Yeah, it keeps it from getting scratched and everything else.
Ooh. Look at that white.
So now that actually looks, I'm sure it's the same, but it does look
and it could
really
be the lighting
good.
too.
Ooh, and there's even like a rubber back in here. Feel that. It's not plastic.
Oh, yeah.
It's rubber to actually protect the device. Now, is that on the front too? Good. So that will help stop the scraping. So anyone that's ever put their Switch in sort of poorly into their dock may have noticed that you can occasionally scratch the screen because it's just plastic. There is like a rubber coating on the interior here. So all that black is actually a rubber coating. That is nice. I'm gonna drop this bad boy in.
Okay, before you do that though, let's talk about what else is back here.
Go ahead.
So, they did. I'm scared to like break it off. Oh my gosh. Okay. So they did end up putting a LAN in here so that way you can actually have it not Wi-Fi, but actually.
Yeah, so there's a LAN port actually in here. So an Ethernet port, basically.
Thank you.
You can connect right in. What they sold before was a little USB adapter that allowed you to connect a USB type A, I think, into this port. And then it had a little dongle that stuck out, and your network cable could connect into that. So that was
how
a
you were
wired
having.
connection.
Yep.
It looks like they went away from that and just replaced it with a network spot instead. So that's really nice. You still have your two USB ports on the side, or at least one. I don't remember if there's two. But that does look really nice. And this just pops right off. Personally, it just popping off feels kind of weird to me. I'd rather it have been on something else, but I mean, it does pop off.
It still
really
looks nice.
So I can't knock them there. But whenever just like a case cover comes off of something, I always kind of feel like...
Especially that easily.
Yeah, you're always like, oh, did I break it? I don't. It just feels chintzy then. And this is a very thin piece of plastic where the rest of this feels very nice and modular. Either way, a lot of this is rubber, even on the front of these, so there's no scraping, I guess. The bottom here is really nice. It's a better device, except for the very back, which I guess is hidden from the public, so why spend the time on it?
Right.
All right.
Okay. Here we go.
Put the case back in, do a little drop, and it drops right in. So it can wobble a bit, but that's
Just
okay
like
because there's the rubber space in there. And that looks pretty darn nice. That's a good looking Switch.
Yeah, I like the black and white.
I'm gonna hand you that. Let's make sure you can use this dock with other Switches too. I would imagine you can, but you never do know. So it's always good to say like, okay, if you already have a Switch and you update, do you really want to like pull stuff out and move things around, or would you just put this dock in another room on another TV? And yeah, dropped right in, nice and easy. So
nice.
That is great.
That is really good.
Yeah.
This feels good.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of width to it.
It does have a little bit more of a weight. Like from playing with that one a lot with handheld, you can definitely tell. But it's not like overbearing. Like I feel like I could still be comfortable like taking it on the airplane or whatever and like playing for a good amount of time.
Yeah, and the kickstand will help. Because I do say, like, when you're on an airplane, the table is usually a little bit farther away from you, so it's tough to put your elbows on and not be appropriate.
But being able to, like, pop it up and use the Joy-Cons.
I think that'll be nice. That'll help with the angle. It's wild, though, holding the light, so then transition.
Oh, yeah.
This
is, like,
dramatic.
nothing.
And then, if I switch, like
there's a little bit, but not...
It's not dramatic. So let me ask you this. Close your eyes. If I hand you one, can you tell me which it is? This is super scientific. Just by weight. Don't feel too much.
Okay. This is the regular Switch.
Okay. You're confident. Now,
Yep.
I might just hand this back to you again. Let me know what this one is.
This one's the OLED. Or
All right.
OLED.
Open your eyes.
Yay!
So you nailed it. So obviously there's either something there or yeah, that was a great test. Super scientific.
I will say though, it also helps that you can feel.
Oh yeah, oh, of course. You cheated. I should have just.
But there was a little bit of a weight difference.
Like this. Very cool. Definitely more to try out to see what the what a game actually looks like in this experience. Yeah, let's kickstand everything up or set it up nice.
Oh, I was gonna just lay it out.
Oh yeah, just to give you an example. Again, no way to really kickstand this guy, so we'll prop the light up. Not at all. Super cool product. Really looking forward to
Trying it out and actually
Yeah.
seeing like what it looks like compared to the other screens.
yeah. I think turning it on and trying games like Hades or something that's very colorful, even like Mario Kart.
Yeah,
I think
Mario
be a
Kart
really
would
good
be-
one. Like Rainbow Road would
Yeah.
be a good level for this. Yeah, anything that has sort of vibrant pops of color. That's really where your OLED screens really come into play.
Yeah, but anyway, we will keep you guys updated on what we think as we actually dive in and start playing games. So there will be a review on our social medias, so make sure that if you aren't already, go ahead and follow those. The links are in the description down below. And if you like this type of content, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.